Welcome to Fantasy Fanfiction. Gao Wu, F-level talent at the start evolve into SSS. Chapter 11. A prompt sound immediately reached Ling Xiao's mind. Hearing this, Ling Xiao couldn't help smacking his tongue. A low-level energy meal of 3,000 star coins can only support the cultivation of the innate level powerhouses for 1 day. After that year, the innate level powerhouses will spend 1 million star coins just to eat. Ling Xiao calculated it like this and immediately felt that this cultivation journey is really something only rich people can carry out. If people like them at the bottom don't get into the advanced martial arts school in the martial arts exam, they really have nothing to do with their cultivation. Of course, the energy meals eaten by innate level powerhouses are generally intermediate, and some even eat advanced energy meals. A mid-level energy meal can maintain the energy of ordinary people for a year, even the innate level can last for a month. Because his energy is more advanced, it is more cost-effective for the innate level, but his price is not cheaper than 30 low-level energy meals, and 100,000 star coins can be purchased. Of course, for innate level powerhouses, the price-performance ratio is still a bit higher. As for the cost of 1 million a year, that is trivial. You must know that the entire Earth has a total population of more than 70 billion. But there are less than 700 innate level powerhouses. It is equivalent to only one innate level in 100 million people, so each innate level powerhouse does not have tens of billions of assets. Therefore, most of the innate level powerhouses eat high-level energy meals, each of which is worth hundreds of millions, but the effect is also terrifying, which can make the innate level eat for 10 years. Because of the terrifying energy it contains, even an innate level powerhouse can only eat 1/10 of a high-level energy meal at a time. Of course, these are still a bit far for Ling Xiao. At least, he won't be able to use the advanced energy meal in a short time. Buy directly and ship as soon as possible. Ling Xiao spoke without hesitation. The order has been placed automatically, and it is expected that the delivery staff will deliver it to your door within 10 minutes. Soon, a prompt sound came to Ling Xiao's mind. Hearing this sound, Ling Xiao was also a little emotional. Everything in this era is super fast-paced. As long as it is in the urban area, it can usually be delivered to your door within 10 minutes. And Ling Xiao also walked directly to a courier receiving port 2 meters high and covering an area of more than 1 meter in the corner of the living room. Ding dong, your courier has been delivered. 5 minutes later, a smart brain sound came, and then the door of the express delivery port slowly opened. A beautiful gift box appeared in front of Ling Xiao. This express receiving port is connected to the express transfer station of the entire community, and the express delivery spaceship only needs to send things to the community transfer station for express delivery through this receiving port. Of course, the size of the purchased items cannot exceed the size of the delivery port. Too big can only wait for the delivery robot to come to the door. If it is in some luxury houses, it is basically delivered to the home by private spacecraft. And not limited by size. Ling Xiao returned to the room and directly opened the gift box, and immediately saw a bottle of blood-red medicine inside. And that's a nutritious meal. It is said that low-level nutritious meals are made from the flesh and blood of first-order star beasts. 1 star beast with 1 star and 1 star can make at least 10 bottles. It seems that after the college entrance examination is over, if you go to the Star Beast district to kill star beasts, you will definitely earn money. A lot of money. Looking at this bottle of medicine, Ling Xiao was also emotional. By the way, I don't know if this bottle of medicine can fix his loopholes. Suddenly Ling Xiao remembered the system, and immediately looked at the bottle seriously. Ding! Item found. There are loopholes in low-level nutritional meals, 5,451 kinds. Is it repaired? Suddenly a system prompt sounded into Ling Xiao's mind. There are more than 5,000 loopholes. Ling Xiao raised his brows immediately after hearing the sound. There are more than 5,000 kinds of loopholes. That is to say, after the repair, his level is definitely higher than that of the titanium gold body. Of course, it is impossible for him to have the precious titanium gold body. According to the value, it should be something comparable to an advanced energy meal. That's not bad. Anyway, I have 2 opportunities to fix the bugs a day, so I'll try it first. After thinking about it for a while, Ling Xiao didn't hesitate, and just clicked repair. Ding, Accept the instruction, start repairing. The system also responded quickly. In an instant, a golden light that only Ling Xiao could see enveloped the bottle of low-level nutritional meals. The next moment, after the brilliance dissipated, Ling Xiao was surprised to find that the blood-red nutritious meal had now turned into a bottle of pale golden medicinal liquid. Ding! The loophole was successfully repaired, and the low-level nutritional meal was optimized to high-level enhanced nutritional meal, 4th order middle grade. Rare. Advanced enhanced nutritious meal. It can supply the energy consumption of innate level warriors for 50 years. After the host takes it, it can continuously supply the host with an increase of chi and blood, 50,000 points. At the same time, increase the training speed, 200%. At the same time, it makes up for the risk that the energy is too strong and may explode, so ordinary people can also take it. Quote. A series of 2 prompts also reached Ling Xiao's mind at this time. Ling Xiao was all excited after hearing these 2 beeps. Hey, a rare high-level fortified nutritional meal. It can also double the training speed, which is invincible. Asterisk. If this thing spreads out, not to mention the innate level powerhouse, the Grandmaster level or even the Grandmaster level superpower is afraid that they will come to snatch it frantically. At the same time, what made Ling Xiao pay the most attention is the last one. That is, ordinary people can also take it, which means that the current Ling Yoren can also take it. Thinking of this, Ling Xiao picked up the bottle and took a big gulp. Boom! In an instant, a strong force emerged towards Ling Xiao's limbs. Feeling this power, Ling Xiao's physical exhaustion from the training just disappeared in an instant. In the end, Ling Xiao didn't stop until only the last sip of the pale golden potion was left in the bottle. This mouth should be able to supply the energy consumption of a congenital powerhouse for 5 or 6 years. Ling Xiao also smiled when he saw the last light golden nutritious meal on the bottom of the bottle. With that said, he walked out of the room door, poured the nutritious meal into the bowl, and then rang Ling Yoren's smart doorbell. Crack! Soon the door to the room opened. Brother, are you looking for me? Ling Yoren asked curiously when she saw that the person coming at the door was really Ling Xiao. At the same time, she also found that the vibration just now had disappeared. In other words, the vibration just now seemed to be caused by Ling Xiao. You drink this thing first. Ling Xiao directly handed the small bowl to Ling Yoren without any extra words. What is this? Ling Yoren looked a little curious at this pale golden nutritious meal, but she still took it and drank it directly. It's nothing, didn't I get a reward of 10,000 stars today, so I bought 1/10 of the mid-level nutritious meal. I drank half of it just now, and the rest is yours. Seeing Ling Yoren drinking without any doubt, Ling Xiao also spoke half-truth. A 100,000 serving of an intermediate nutritious meal is naturally 10,000. You can also buy in bulk. Ah, this is a mid-level nutritious meal. Didn't I drink our living expenses for more than 2 years in one gulp? However, after hearing Ling Xiao's words, Ling Yoren's little face instantly became bitter. She looked at the small bowl in her hand with a pained face, and couldn't help sticking out her tongue to lick it, for fear of wasting it. What are you afraid of? Now you are a student of number 1 middle school, and I will soon go to a high-level martial arts school. In the future, even if my brother continues to be a sparring player, the price will be doubled, and 10,000 star coins will be earned back soon. Besides, the mid-level nutritious meal can also save us both from eating for half a year. It also saves a lot of time. Quote. Seeing Ling Yoren's cute appearance, Ling Xiao immediately smiled. Yes, then I have to hurry up and practice, I can't let this money go to waste. After hearing Ling Xiao's words, Ling Yoren hurriedly put the bowl in Ling Xiao's hand, and immediately ran to his room to start frantically cultivating. Ling Xiao's eyes flashed slightly when he looked at Ling Yoren. Slowly give leisurely something to make her a real genius. In this way, even if the loopholes in her body are repaired, it will not be too abrupt. Looking at the closed door of the room, Ling Xiao also directly returned to the room and started his own practice. Comma 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 comma. Comma 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 comma. Soon, the night was over. Ding. Congratulations to the host, your blood value +1. Ding. Congratulations to the host, your blood value +1. Ding. Congratulations to the host, your blood value +1. Comma 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 comma. Comma 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 comma. Because of the fortified nutrition meal, Ling Xiao's cultivation speed has doubled again, which means that Ling Xiao's qi and blood value can now be plus 1 point in 20 minutes. It's 3 o'clock in an hour. By 8 o'clock in the morning the next day, Ling Xiao's qi and blood value had increased by a terrifying 20 in a full 7 or 8 hours. In addition to the previous qi and blood value, Ling Xiao's qi and blood value at this time had already increased. Reached 35. But his strength has reached a full 10,000 kilograms. The strength of 10,000 kilograms is already comparable to the realm of the 10th heaven of ordinary people's body forging realm. The next step is to condense one's own infuriating energy and upgrade to an acquired martial artist. And Hautian level warriors are the top powerhouses in the entire Kaiyan city. Comma 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 comma. Property sheet. Name: Ling Xiao. Realm: Forging Realm Triple Heaven. Blood: 35. Effect: Strength, Defense, Injury Recovery Speed. Soul: 5. Normal Person 1. Spiritual Power, Soul Strength. Talent: Undead Body, SSS level, Blood 300%, Soul 300%, Innate Dao Body, SS level, Perception 1000, Training Speed 1000, Titanium Battle Body, C level, 300% Speed, 500% Defense. Martial Arts: Titanium Battle, Lower Tier 4, Perfect, 300% Cultivation Speed. Looking at his attribute table, Ling Xiao was also extremely satisfied. In just one day, my strength has surpassed that of the principal. After all, the principal's realm is only the 4th level of the forging realm. If he fights, he will definitely not be my one-shot enemy. Ling Xiao also felt a little emotional after calculating his strength. He only got the system for one day. If this is a week's time, there will be absolutely no one in the entire Kaiyan city who is the enemy of his own unity. By the way, I'm going to send Yoren to number 1 middle school to report today. Suddenly Ling Xiao remembered this, and immediately went to the bathroom to take a shower for 3 minutes, and then walked out of the room. At this time, Ling Yoren had already put on the battle uniform of the 14th high school and was waiting for Ling Xiao in the living room. "Brother, you finally came out." After seeing Ling Xiao come out, Ling Yoren hurriedly spoke to Ling Xiao. At this moment, there were a lot of doubts in her little head. Because last night, she actually increased her strength by 3 kilograms. You know, this speed is more than twice the previous speed, and of course, it is also almost 10 times the previous speed of Ling Xiao. How's it going? A mid-level nutritious meal is good, right? Seeing Ling Yoren's appearance, Ling Xiao didn't know the other party's doubts, so he immediately smiled. Well, brother, is this the effect of the intermediate nutritional meal? At this rate, when the effect of the nutritional meal ends, my strength can be increased to at least more than 700 kilograms, and it is very likely that I will become a real person before the college entrance examination. The warrior. After hearing Ling Xiao's words, Ling Yoren said excitedly with a small face. Although she was shocked that the intermediate nutrition meal had such a terrifying effect, Ling Yoren still didn't have much doubt. After all, she had never been exposed to such good things before. Just listen to those rich kids in the class brag about it. Then when my brother has money, I'll buy you a better advanced nutritious meal. Ling Xiao also smiled after hearing Ling Yoren's words. Advanced nutritious meals, even if it is 1%, it will cost several million stars. It would be good to earn more money for intermediate nutritious meals in the future. After hearing Ling Xiao's words, Ling Yoren calculated with her small hands, and sighed for a while. It seemed that it was not something that their brothers and sisters could covet. Whether I can afford it, I'll talk about it later. Let's go to the report now. If we don't leave, we'll be late. Ling Xiao smiled slightly, took Ling Yoren directly and walked outside. Since the low-level nutritional meals can be strengthened to this level, the intermediate and high-level nutritional meals should be strengthened to a more powerful level. After all, their raw materials are more advanced. The potential of the resulting nutritious meal is sure to be even greater. As long as you come up with some better nutritious meals, the blessing effect on your cultivation will also skyrocket. As for the money, wait for Ling Xiao to go to the Warrior Alliance to register as a warrior first, and then go to the Star Beast District to try it out. Comma 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 comma. Comma 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 comma. After taking Ling Yoren out, Ling Xiao took the sub-light-speed intercity train and quickly arrived at the gate of the number 1 Intermediate Martial Arts School in Cayenne City. The number 1 Intermediate Martial Arts School is the top middle school in the entire Cayenne City. His annual enrollment starts half a year after the enrollment of other schools, because his enrollment targets are top talents from hundreds of other middle schools. As long as they meet their standards, they can directly enter number 1 middle school. It can be said that almost every day, people are transferred from other schools, and some people are also expelled from number 1 high school. Of course, so the instructors of number 1 middle school are all experts in the 10th level of body forging, and the principal is one of the top 10 experts in Cayenne City, a properly acquired 3rd level martial artist. It can be said that the teaching staff is stronger than that of almost all advanced martial arts schools in Cayenne City. Therefore, every year at least 3 or 4 people from number 1 middle school are admitted to the provincial key advanced martial arts schools. If it wasn't for Luo Lingshuang's upcoming martial arts exam, I'm afraid he would have directly entered the first middle school because of his awakened C-level talent. This is number 1 middle school, it's really majestic. Ling Xiao stood at the gate of the 100-meter high laser school in number 1 middle school, and said with emotion while looking at the majestic school gate. Once upon a time, this was the place he looked up to. And now that he has a system, let alone a student in the school, not even one of those teachers is his opponent. Ling Yoren, you are here. However, at this moment, a gentle voice came from not far away. Ling Xiao heard the voice and looked directly over. I saw an elegant middle-aged man walking towards Ling Xiao and Lin Yoren with a smile. Hello, Principal Satu. After seeing this middle-aged man, Ling Yoren hurriedly said hello. Ling Xiao knew immediately that the person in front of him was the principal of 17 Middle School. It's just that I don't know why, but looking at this middle-aged Ling Xiao with a gentle and elegant temperament on the surface, there is a burst of disgust deep inside. Why does this person feel that he is not a good bird? Ling Xiao's eyes narrowed slightly. Hello, by the way, this is Ling Xiao's brother Ling Xiao. It is said that you have awakened your powers. Congratulations, Ling Xiao. Principal Satu smiled immediately after seeing Ling Xiao. Thank you, Principal Satu. Although Ling Xiao hated the other party in his heart, he still greeted him politely. By the way, Ling Yoren, I have completed all your formalities. As long as you go in, there will be a guide to guide you. Your brother and I have something to say. Suddenly, at this moment, Principal Satu suddenly spoke to Ling Yoren with a smile. As soon as his words came out, Ling Yoren, who was beside him, was stunned. Go leisurely, I'm not a student of number 1 middle school, so I shouldn't be able to enter casually. Ling Xiao also directly smiled and spoke to Ling Yoren. He actually wanted to see what the so-called Principal Satu had to do with him. If it wasn't a good thing, he would be strangled to death right now in the bud, so as to save Ling Yoren's future accidents because of Principal Situ's affairs. Okay, brother, wait for me here after you and the principal have finished talking. Ling Yoren didn't care too much, thinking that it was just the principal who wanted to ask Ling Xiao about her usual situation. Well, I will. Ling Xiao smiled and then watched Ling Yoren walk into the school gate of number 1 middle school. Ling Xiao, can you go to my 17th middle school to talk about something? After seeing Ling Yoren leaving, Principal Situ's gentle smile disappeared instantly, replaced by a proud look. Why not? Ling Xiao was disdainful and spoke calmly. Okay, if that's the case, let's go. Seeing Ling Xiao so calm, Principal Situ thought that this kid would be different after he had awakened his powers, and a trace of contempt arose in his heart. F-rank ability users are only the bottom, even some students who are normally admitted to advanced martial arts schools are inferior. This kid really thinks he is an onion. After thinking of it with disdain in my heart, I took Ling Xiao and walked to the private aircraft not far away. At the terrifying speed of the private aircraft, the two of them landed at the parking lot of the principal's office building of 17 middle school dozens of kilometers away in less than a minute. Then the two came to a fully enclosed office. Ling Xiao, you have worked so hard to raise Ling Yoren all these years. It must be difficult for two orphans to live together. Principal Situ, who was sitting in front of the desk, looked at Ling Xiao in front of him and spoke directly. The principal took so much trouble to bring me here, just tell me if you have anything. However, his nonsense was immediately interrupted by Ling Xiao. His straightforward words also made Principal Satu stunned for a moment, and then he quickly reacted. Ha ha ha, cool, then I won't talk nonsense. Principal Satu laughed immediately, and then operated it directly on his smartwatch. Transfer star coins to your private account, 100,000 yuan. However, at the next moment, Ling Xiao's smartwatch rang directly. As soon as this voice came out, Ling Xiao immediately raised his brows. What does the principal mean by giving me money? Is there a reward for your school entrance exam? Besides, even if there is a reward, it should be given to Yoran. Ling Xiao spoke calmly, no matter what the other party's purpose was, but since the money was in his hands, there was no reason to return it. What I mean is very simple, you also know Ling Yoran's talent, you have no blood relationship with her, so I'm going to be her guardian. This money is to make you disappear in front of classmate Ling Yoran from now on. Let me inquire for you. On the other side of Earth, there is a high-level martial arts school that is just right for you to apply for. These money can be regarded as your reward for taking care of Ling Yoran for so many years. Of course, it is also a hush money fee, you know me about this. Quote. Principal Satu spoke arrogantly when he heard Ling Xiao's words. The reason why he wants to be Ling Yoran's guardian is not because of his kindness. A genius who has the potential to become a provincial key advanced martial arts school is of great value. Take Luo Lingshuang as an example, if she is admitted to the provincial key advanced martial arts school this time, his father's group will be able to advance to the first-class level in Cayenne City. The value created is at least hundreds of millions of stars. Besides, Principal Satu has other careful thoughts. Interesting, I didn't expect you to do this kind of business as a principal, but I think your purpose is not just that simple. After Ling Xiao heard Principal Situ's words, he narrowed his eyes slightly and spoke directly. If the other party's purpose was just that, he would just refuse. But the other party obviously has other goals. Sure enough, after hearing Ling Xiao's words, the face of the opposite Principal Situ instantly turned cold. This is not something you can know, now take the money and leave, and rot this thing in your stomach. If you refuse, don't blame me for not reminding you that this building is a signal shielding area that I built with a lot of money. No one knows if he dies here. Of course, I can give you another 100,000 stars here, I hope you don't know how to praise. His tone was very cold. Obviously, if Ling Xiao said a word, Ling Xiao would not be able to get out of here today. Saying that, he directly turned on the signal blocking function, and Ling Xiao's smartwatch fell into a state of no signal in an instant. In this era when warriors are respected, even if 100 people die, such as Ling Xiao, who is not a warrior, no one will bother. After all, there will be some small star beast sneaking into the city from time to time these days, and the dead and missing people are very normal. Of course, he didn't want to do this, so he added the money to 200,000 stars. He believed that no one with brains could refuse. It's actually a signal shielding area. Since that's the case, then I don't have any concerns. Since you don't say it, I'll do it. However, just when Principal Situ was determined to win, Ling Xiao immediately stood up with a smile. What do you mean? Ling Xiao's actions immediately made Principal Situ suspect that his ears had heard it wrong. Could he have encountered a madman? Get your hands on it. A mere existence with a strength of only 300 kilograms actually wants to fight with a powerhouse of the 6th level of the body forging realm. Unfortunately, the next moment he knew that the real brain-dead person was himself. Boom! Suddenly, a loud noise broke out, Ling Xiao stepped on it, and the floor made of alloy sunk into a huge deep pit. At the same time, Ling Xiao's body also shot straight ahead like a cannonball. The desk on the way was instantly smashed by Ling Xiao's huge force. With such a terrifying speed, Principal Situ has not yet reacted, but Ling Xiao's figure has already appeared in front of his eyes. However, Ling Xiao's hand had already pinched his neck in an instant, and the whole person was lifted up easily by one hand of Ling Xiao. Cough cough. You are courting death. Principal Situ roared with red eyes, and the next moment he kicked Ling Xiao fiercely. The terrifying force of 6 or 7 tons directly shook the surrounding air with a loud roar. But Ling Xiao, who saw this scene, smiled disdainfully, and then swept his left hand slightly. Crack! In an instant, Principal Sichu's leg was directly broken from the middle. Ah! My legs! A scream resounded throughout the office in an instant. Then Ling Xiao did not hesitate, and directly pinched one hand on the other's arm. Crack! The next moment the arm instantly burst. The huge pain suddenly made Principal Sichu's eyes widen, and the originally red face turned pale. With his neck tightly pinched, he didn't even have the strength to scream. What made him even more desperate was that Ling Xiao had already squeezed his other hand. Tell me, what purpose do you have? If you don't say it, I will crush your bones one by one. I don't know how long you can hold on. Quote. Ling Xiao looked at this sanctimonious Principal Situ with a particularly cold tone. Cough, cough, I said. Finally, Principal Situ, who was not a tough guy at first, was afraid and hurriedly opened his mouth. If he didn't say anything, his neck would be broken. And Ling Xiao also relaxed the other's neck a little bit. I'm a member of the Situ family in Motian province, and I want to adopt Ling Yoran because the marriage between the Situ family and other families is in need of a talented girl in the group. Ling Yoran's age and talent were just right. The other party is a disciple of a big family. As long as you get married, it will definitely be a fish leap, and it will definitely benefit you and your sister. Quote. Principal Situ hurriedly screamed in horror. Marriage is actually quite normal. It is common among big families. Of course, the most important thing is that the object must be a genius. Because marrying a genius has a higher probability of giving birth to a genius. After hearing the words of Principal Situ, Ling Xiao's eyes instantly turned cold. Unexpectedly, these people who are the principals are so filthy, although it is indeed a chance for many orphans to jump into the Dragon Gate. This is also the reason why Principal Situ said it directly. He thinks that Ling Xiao should agree with it after he finds out. But this does not include Ling Xiao. If that's the case, then you can die. So Ling Xiao tightened his hands instantly. Principal Situ rolled his eyes instantly. Cough, cough, you can't kill me, I'm the nephew of the head of the Situ family. If you kill me, my uncle will definitely find out. If you kill me with such a genius, your whole life will be ruined. I recommend you to my uncle, and he will recommend you to study at the number 1 advanced martial arts school in the imperial capital. When you come out, you will be the most honorable person in the entire earth. There is no need to ruin your future for such a small person as me. Quote. Principal Situ used his last strength to speak to Ling Xiao, trying to make Ling Xiao think clearly. It's a pity that Ling Xiao smiled at this time. You also said before that if you die here, no one will know that you are dead. Even if you know you are dead, it will take at least a week. If it is found out that it is me, it will be at least 10 days. I'm not afraid to tell you, 10 days later, a mere Situ family will be destroyed by me. Quote. Ling Xiao spoke calmly to Principal Situ. After speaking, there was no further hesitation. Crack! With the force of his right hand, Principal Situ's neck was instantly broken. Of course, to be on the safe side, Ling Xiao punched directly. Boom! In an instant, Principal Situ's entire head exploded. A bloody fog covered the entire office. Asterisk. Is it the Situ family? If you don't find it in the future, it will be fine. If you find it, don't blame me. Leaving behind the headless Principal Situ, Ling Xiao calmly looked in the direction of the provincial capital. That's right. Cayenne City is a city within the jurisdiction of Motian province. As for the threat of Principal Situ, he had never been afraid, so he went directly to the bathroom not far away. After washing the blood on his body, Ling Xiao swaggered out of the principal's office building. Before leaving, he would return to the office building. It's turned into a closed, do not disturb state. That way, no one doubted even if he hadn't seen the principal for a few weeks. Of course, Ling Xiao doesn't need a few weeks, only 10 days. With his current talent and cultivation speed, coupled with the system's terrifying ability, he believes that he can increase his strength to the level of Situ's family in a short period of time, the degree of provocation. Of course, he didn't know the strength of the Situ family, but if he was still active in the Demon Heaven province, the strongest strength would naturally be impossible to surpass. In 10 days, relying on the system, Ling Xiao is 70% sure to reach the innate realm. Coupled with the blessing of the system and the opportunity to fix 20 bugs in 10 days, he has no idea how strong Ling Xiao can be. While thinking about it, Ling Xiao had already arrived at the door of number 1 middle school. Ling Yoren still has a long time to come, so Ling Xiao went directly to a self-service training room not far away and started training. In this era, it can be said that such training rooms can be seen everywhere. As long as you pay a certain amount of money, you can choose to practice in the training room. Ling Xiao just chose a low-level training room to pass the time. The price is very cheap, only 10 stars per hour. Brother, where are you? I'm ready. After Ling Xiao practiced in the self-service training room for more than 3 hours, the news of Ling Yoren also came. Ding! Congratulations to the host, your blood value +1. Ding! Congratulations to the host, your blood value +1. At the same time, Ling Xiao also stopped his cultivation directly. Open your own property sheet. Property sheet. Name, Ling Xiao. Realm, Forging Realm Quadruple Heaven. Blood, 44. Effect Strength, Defense, Injury Recovery Speed. Soul, 5. Normal Person 1, Spiritual Power, Soul Strength. Talent, Undead Body, SSS Level, Blood 300%, Soul 300%, Innate Tao Body, SS Level, Perception 1000, Training Speed 1000, Titanium Battle Body, C Level, 300% Speed, 500% Defense. Martial Arts, Titanium Battle, Lower Tier 4, Perfect, 300% Cultivation Speed. At this time, Ling Xiao's qi and blood value has increased to a full 44 points, and the realm has also reached the 4th level of the powerful body forging realm. If you give Ling Xiao another day at this speed, he will definitely be able to upgrade to the acquired realm. Of course, whether he can break through the bottleneck of the training realm to the acquired level in 1 day depends on whether Ling Xiao's training speed is good. I'm at the door, I'll be out soon. Hearing Ling Yoren's news, Ling Xiao walked out of the training room and came directly to the door of number 1 middle school. Brother, is the principal back? Seeing that there was no sign of Principal Satu, Ling Yoren asked curiously. He's the principal, of course he has a lot of things to do, so he's back. By the way, your enrollment is over. When will the class start? Ling Xiao didn't say anything unnecessary, and explained it with a smile, completely unable to see that this fellow just killed a person before. That's it, let's go back, I won't have a formal class until tomorrow. You can go back and practice hard today. Ling Yoren happily said to Ling Xiao. Okay, since that's the case, then let's go out to eat. In order to celebrate your successful entry into number 1 middle school, let's have a good meal. After hearing Ling Yoren's words, Ling Xiao also smiled and touched Ling Yoren's little head. Ah, forget it, don't we have no money, brother? Hearing that Ling Xiao was going to spend money again, Ling Yoren's little face suddenly ached. After Ling Xiao spent 10,000 yuan to buy a nutritious meal, their living expenses were not much. Children, don't interrupt, just listen to your brother's arrangements. Seeing Ling Yoren's stingy appearance, Ling Xiao didn't have any extra words, so he pulled up Ling Yoren and walked directly to the nearest restaurant. Although Ling Yoren cares about money, she is determined to pay attention to seeing Ling Xiao so happy, and she will just make up for the loopholes in the funds when the reward for her entry into number 1 middle school is in hand. It's a pity, how did she know, because Ling Xiao killed Principal Satu, her bonus was probably lost. More than an hour later, it was 12 o'clock noon. After finishing the meal, Ling Xiao sent Ling Yoren back, but he himself came to the front of a terrifying tall building with a height of several thousand meters in the center of Cayenne City. And above this quaint high-rise building, there is a huge plaque with the 4 characters of the Warrior Alliance written on it. This is the headquarters of the Warrior Alliance. It is the place to certify warriors and accept warrior missions. There is only one reason why Ling Xiao came here, that is, only after being certified as a true martial artist can he enter the Star Beast area to hunt and kill star beasts to make money. If there is no money, it is naturally impossible for Ling Xiao to buy martial arts, exercises, and some medicinal herbs. With a system for fixing bugs, Ling Xiao naturally wanted to try to fix the medicine pill, and see if he could come up with something awesome after the flaws in the weapon. Thinking of this, Ling Xiao walked in directly. You are about to enter the headquarters of the Warrior Alliance, please pay attention. Because you are not certified as a warrior, you can only enter the certification hall on the first floor. As Ling Xiao entered, a prompt sound also followed. When Ling Xiao passed through the laser authentication gate, what caught his eye was a dense crowd. There are hundreds of thousands of people in the lobby on the first floor covering an area of millions of square meters. There are still so many people, let's go to certify the martial artist first, and hope to catch up with the latest batch. Hello, I'm here to certify a martial artist. Ling Xiao went directly to the martial artist certification registration point in the deepest part of the hall on the first floor. Inside is a young girl as a receptionist. In this era, almost 90% of the places are intelligent reception, but many businesses of the Warrior Alliance are manual, and many high-end places are also artificially received. Okay, please show your ID code. In addition, you need to pay 1,000 star coins to be certified as a martial artist. In addition, if you are certified as a martial artist, there is a 30% chance of death, and the pass rate is only 1/10. Please consider it carefully. After seeing Ling Xiao, the receptionist was obviously stunned for a while, because people who came to certify martial artists at this age were either here to play, or some super geniuses, no more than 10 people per year. And few people can successfully pass the martial artist certification. So she still reminded Ling Xiao as the receptionist. Well, I know, this is 1,000 star coins and my ID code. Ling Xiao nodded slightly after listening to it, and then directly used the wristwatch to project his ID code. The ID code is the ID card of this era. With this thing, authorized institutions can query almost all of your childhood to adulthood message. As for the star coins, the other party can directly transfer it from Ling Xiao's account. Okay, just a second. After seeing Ling Xiao still saying the same thing, the receptionist didn't say anything else, and hurriedly handled Ling Xiao's assessment as a martial artist. Hello dear prospective warrior, your assessment will start at 1 o'clock 10 minutes later. Please go to the number 8 assessment hall to prepare. The receptionist, who had done the processing soon, smiled and spoke to Ling Xiao. Thank you. Ling Xiao nodded, then walked directly to the assessment hall behind the receptionist, and soon he came to the front of the assessment hall number 8. At this time, there were already more than 100 people waiting here. There are so many people, there should be 1,000 people in 10 assessment halls. There is an assessment once an hour, and there are 10 hours a day to be assessed, that is, 10,000 people will be assessed as a warrior a day. According to the success rate, at least 1,000 people passed the assessment that day. 1 year is more than 300,000 people, and 10 years is more than 3 million people. Are there so many warriors in Cayenne City? Quote. Ling Xiao looked at the surrounding warriors in surprise. How many warriors and Warriors Alliance buildings in Cayenne City are clearly remembered on the plaques? Only a mere 130,000 people. According to the calculation of more than 10 million people in Cayenne City, only one of the 100 practitioners can become a warrior. But the receptionist actually said that the probability of passing the martial artist certification is actually 1 in 10. This data is different. This is the first time my little brother is here. Are you scared by so many people? However, at this moment, a middle-aged strong man walked in front of Ling Xiao with a smile. Indeed, I still hope the seniors will clarify the doubts. After hearing the words of this middle-aged strong man, Ling Xiao also humbly asked for advice. He doesn't have much research on this aspect. After all, he is still a long way from being certified as a martial artist, and the school won't teach it. Ling Xiao didn't find out about this aspect before he came here. It seems that the content of the assessment should be kept secret. Ha ha ha, when I first came here, I was shocked when I counted the number of people, but I'll know after taking a few tests. The strong man smiled and spoke to Ling Xiao. This kind of genius calls him senior, and he is also a little flirtatious. After all, he is the kind of ordinary martial artist who is in his 50s and has participated in several times and has not reached the standard. And Ling Xiao looks like a super genius. Therefore, he did not hide it and directly said everything he knew. The passing rate of the Martial Artist Alliance's assessment is indeed 1/10, and the mortality rate is also 3/10 to 4/10 every time. But there is one thing that doesn't count, that is, 90% of the people who passed it reluctantly passed it after participating in more than one round. After all, if they did not pass the first time, there must be a second and third time. And the death rate of 3 out of 10 is not just for fun. The first time may survive, the second time, many will die, and then there will be a third, fourth, and fifth time. Who knows when he will die? Therefore, the real death rate in the martial artist assessment is not 3/10, but 90%. Only 1/10 of the 10 survivors can become a true warrior. Quote. In addition, it is not a good job to go to the Star Beast area to fight with the Star Beast after becoming a warrior, and you will die if you are not careful. This is why, in Cayenne City, there are only a mere 100,000 warriors. Those people all died on the way to become strong. So, little brother, if you feel that you are not completely sure, then practice for 2 more years. With the talents of you geniuses, it will be much easier to certify as a martial artist after reaching the 2nd or 3rd level of physical fitness. Quote. The middle-aged strong man looked at Ling Xiao with a sigh. He himself did not know which martial artist test he would die on. But one thing is certain, even if he knows the dangers, he still has to take the assessment, because if they don't become martial artists, these adult cultivators can only do clerical jobs and cannot enter the Star Beast area to kill beasts to earn a lot of star coins. Just because it is so difficult to certify a martial artist, in fact, almost all of the first-level body forging realms have not been successfully certified as a martial artist. Therefore, there is no living allowance of 10,000 stars a month as mentioned before. Still can only live at the bottom, although there is not much danger to life, but who wants to be mediocre for a lifetime? That's what Ling Xiao's instructor is like, otherwise, who would revolve around these children every day except for the cause of education in their hearts? After all, the salary of an instructor is not high. So it is. I know, thank you senior for reminding me. Ling Xiao understood immediately after listening to it, but, of course, he couldn't be shaken. No matter how dangerous it was only a test for the 1st and 2nd levels of the body refinement realm. For a powerhouse whose realm has already reached the 4th level, and whose strength has surpassed the body forging realm, it is not a problem at all. You're welcome, little brother. Your strength will soon surpass me. By the way, my name is Wu Yang. If you don't dislike it, you can call me Angkor. If you don't understand anything during the assessment, just ask me. After seeing Ling Xiao and knowing all this, Wu Yang, who still stayed where he was, also knew that such a genius naturally couldn't back down just because of his own words. Then trouble Angkor. You can just call me Ling Xiao. Ling Xiao also smiled. He still prefers to deal with a hardy person like Wu Yang. No matter what the other party's purpose is to solve his doubts, he will always help him. This little brother doesn't have the arrogance of those geniuses. He knows the danger of this assessment once he takes part. I remember that a genius from number 1 middle school died in the assessment last year. I hope this little brother will not follow in his footsteps. Seeing Ling Xiao's polite appearance, Wu Yang also sighed. Dip. The assessment personnel in the number 8 assessment hall have all entered the assessment site to prepare for the assessment. Asterisk. At this moment, a prompt sound was immediately passed into everyone's mind. After hearing the prompt sound, the surrounding people also walked towards hall number 8 in an orderly manner. Of course, the youngest of these people are all in their 20s, and the old ones even look old-fashioned, and they seem to be at least 100 years old. Of course, the life expectancy of people in this era is basically 170 or 80. So it's quite normal to be over 100 years old. Of course, before reaching the congenital level, the age will not improve after a certain level, and even the strength will decline all the way until you become an ordinary person. Therefore, these old people are almost once in more than 10 years. It is a good thing to be able to go back alive. It is almost impossible to pass. If there is no accident, Ling Xiao, who has no awakening system, can see that his future situation will be the same as these old people. However, because the people around him were almost all young, Ling Xiao, a teenager in his teens, was particularly conspicuous. He almost entered the assessment hall under everyone's attention. In the number 8 assessment hall, there is a row of instruments lined up neatly. There was not a single living person around as an examiner. DIP. The basic test of the martial artist certification assessment, strength, speed, and anti-strike ability test. Those who reach the qualified standard can be tested for the real test. Everyone finds the test equipment and enters their own ID code for the assessment. At this moment, a cold electronic sound came from the sky. Ling Xiao, the strength must be over 1,500 kilograms to qualify. However, it is the blessing of being able to use martial arts and exercises, so do your best to test it. I'll go first, you can take a look first and take your time. Quote. Wu Yang was also explaining to Ling Xiao at the same time, and after speaking, he walked towards an unmanned test instrument. Okay, I know. Ling Xiao was also stunned. 1,500 kilograms seems a lot, but if you can use martial arts, as long as your own strength can reach about 1,300, and then you can use a pure attacking martial arts of the first order low grade to cultivate to the proficiency level, you can reach this standard. This standard is not bad. Thinking of this, Ling Xiao also walked directly to another test instrument. This instrument is much more accurate than the microcurrent force measuring instrument. After all, although the microelectronic force measuring instrument is cheap and can test its own strength, this one strength is only one's own physical strength, and there is no way to test how much explosive power is. After all, the martial skills used by everyone are different, and the mastery of martial skills is also different. Some people have a strength of 1,000 kilograms, and they can only exert 1,000 kilograms of strength using martial arts, but some people can exert 1,200, or even 1,300. Therefore, there is a legend that before the college entrance examination, those who can master the basic body forging and boxing can directly enter some good advanced martial arts schools. If it can achieve perfection, it is definitely the existence of the first high-level martial arts school in the imperial capital. Of course, these are all legends. The entire Cayenne city only had a student who achieved mastery more than 100 years ago and then became a provincial key because of his own talent. D. Identity authentication successful. Please start your strength test. A sound from the basic physical fitness tester, which covers an area of only 10 square meters, reached the mind of Ling Xiao who had just walked in. Then the ground slowly raised a fist target made of alloy. And this is the force target. A strength of about 1,000 kilograms should be enough. Just try the power of the boxing that comes with the titanium body. Ling Xiao also smiled slightly when he saw the target in front of him, and then directly used the power technique of the titanium fist technique to punch out. Boom! In an instant, a huge roar spread throughout the entire examination room, and the 10-meter tester where Ling Xiao was located vibrated frantically under a terrifying force. And the alloy boxing target under Ling Xiao's fist also shattered into pieces that filled the sky. The loud noise also changed the expressions of everyone else who was testing. The people who didn't start the assessment outside looked at Ling Xiao's direction in unison. The whole tester was beaten and moved a few centimeters. How much power is this? Hey, the weight of the tester is said to have more than 4,000 kilograms to push it away. Could it be that the person tested inside has a power of more than 4,000 kilograms? How is this possible, with more than 4,000 kilograms of strength, who has already become a martial artist? Wait, I just saw that the boy entered the tester. Is this a genius? The explosive force is so terrifying. What? That genius boy, isn't he only 15 or 16 years old? How could he have more than 4,000 kilograms of strength? Comma 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 comma. Comma 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 comma. After knowing that the person inside was Ling Xiao, all the prospective warriors outside had their eyes widened in disbelief. However, what was more shocked than them at this time were all the staff of the Martial Artist Certification Department of the Martial Artist Alliance. The certification department is located on the 4th floor of the Warrior Alliance building. More than 20 warriors who are at least in the 6th and 7th levels of the forging realm are bored watching the prospective warriors who are undergoing warrior certification in the 10 certification halls. Boss, recently, the level of my martial artist in Cayenne City is getting worse every day, and it has been a month that no one with more than excellent qualifications has appeared. You don't have to come here to stare. A middle-aged cultivator in the 8th level training state reluctantly complained to a middle-aged man in a black battle suit headed by him. This middle-aged man is one of the top 10 powerhouses in Cayenne City. He is the head of the warrior certification department of Cayenne City. The strength has reached the level of the acquired second layer. Having said that, in the third certification hall is Zhu Xiaowen, the first genius of the first high school who was admitted to the provincial key colleges and universities last year. This time he came back to my Cayenne City to participate in the martial artist certification. It is said that his strength is close to 1,600 kilograms, he should give us a little surprise. Quote. However, after hearing the younger brother's words, Ganwu's eyes flashed slightly and he spoke slowly. His eyes were fixed on a teenager who was undergoing an assessment in the third certification hall. Yes, he is the most talented boy in the first 15 years. His aptitude can definitely reach the elite level. If he can reach the C genius level, he will be developed. It should be difficult. Although his talent is good, in order to achieve genius, he needs to awaken at least a C rank or higher talent, or his strength can reach 3,000 kilograms at his age, but unfortunately he does not have the ability to awaken. Even if the explosive power of the martial arts is good, it is still a long way from 3,000 kilograms. Quote. Even the elite level is not bad. More than a dozen warriors in the certification department are talking about it. Boom. When the boy hit the target with a heavy punch, several people present looked at it expectantly. Alarm alert, prospective warriors with strength exceeding the limit of the detector are being assessed. However, in the next moment, a sound of alarm suddenly made everyone present dumbfounded. They all looked at the certification hall number 3 in disbelief, and even Ganwu's eyes widened in disbelief. Hey! At the age of 16, he has an explosive power of more than 4,000 kilograms. How is this possible? Qianwu couldn't help taking a deep breath. Does this Zhu Xiaowen really have such terrifying strength? Didn't he say that he has just reached the power of 1,600 kilograms? Could it be that he is pretending to be a pig and eating a tiger? At this moment, everyone looked at each other in dismay. Could it be that I really want a super genius with genius certification in Cayenne City? This thought appeared in everyone's mind. They were only fantasizing about it before, but now the fact has appeared in front of their eyes. This is no small matter. Dip. Please make a preliminary assessment of the qualifications of prospective warriors in the number 8 test hall, whose strength exceeds the limit of the detector, and report to the president of the Cayenne City Warrior Alliance as soon as possible. However, at this moment, another electronic sound directly broke the illusion of everyone present. Test hall number 8. Isn't that Zhu Xiaowen? Gone. It seems that a person who is greedy for life and fear of death has been practicing hard for decades before he dares to participate in the martial artist certification. Look at the data of Zhu Xiaowen. The explosive power is 2,200 kilograms. It seems that he should have cultivated a first-order mid-rank martial arts to a proficient level, and improved his combat power by a full 30%. It's a pity it's still far from being a genius. It can only be regarded as an intermediate elite, not even a senior. Quote. Bai is happy. The people around the certification department were immediately helpless. Although Zhu Xiaowen's explosive power is not bad, he is still much weaker than the lowest level genius. The mid-level elite is not bad. Let me evaluate the strength of this young man who broke the limit of the dynamometer. After finishing this, I will go back to celebrate my friend's daughter's birthday. Qianwu was also poured cold water and no longer had any interest in staying here. After he finished speaking, he directly used his authority to call up Ling Xiao's information. In an instant, a piece of information that only he could see appeared in front of his eyes. Ling Xiao graduated from number 37 high school. He can't even get into number 1 high school. It seems that he is at least in his 50s. His potential should be over. After seeing the name in school for the first time, Ganwu lost the idea of watching it. Helpless, he still looked at the business. However, when he saw the third row, his entire body shrank violently, and a burst of disbelief appeared on his face. 10, 15. He's only 15. How is this possible? In an instant, an exclamation burst out from his mouth, and this exclamation made all the surrounding members bewildered. 15. Who is 15 years old the minister is talking about? Zhu Xiaowen. No, Zhu Xiaowen is definitely 16 years old, after all, he graduated a year ago. Could it be? Suddenly, everyone was shocked, all thinking of an impossible possibility. Look here, I'm going to find the president. However, at this moment, Ganwu suddenly closed all Ling Xiao's data, and then spoke directly to the people around him in a cold voice. After speaking, he did not hesitate and rushed out of the room in an instant. At this moment, everyone around finally realized that the person in the number 8 test room was really only 15 years old. They quickly stared at the number 8 test hall. Finally, under their excited gazes, a teenager slowly walked out of the number 8 test hall. And this young man's appearance is definitely not bigger than Zhu Xiaowen. Niang Exapi, why is the quality of this thing so poor? It'll explode with one punch, will it not make me lose money? Even the lowest level dynamometer of this kind costs tens of thousands of stars. Asterisk. However, Ling Xiao, who had blasted his boxing target at this time, walked out of the test apparatus after silently testing his speed and resistance to strikes. Of course, this value, naturally, all met the assessment standard, and he also obtained the true martial artist certification. His punch finally showed a destructive force of 4,000 kilograms. Of course, what surprised him was that he only used 1,000 kilograms of force to cause a destructive force of 4,000 kilograms. That is to say, having practiced the perfect level of titanium fist, this alone provides Ling Xiao with a full 400% lethality. If this is coupled with the blessing of titanium and his own strength, his current with one punch, it is absolutely possible to blow up an acquired second or third level warrior with ease. That is to say, it is equivalent to fighting over a big realm. Thinking of this, Ling Xiao felt a burst of disbelief. The system's bug fix is really awesome. At this time, Ling Xiao can only feel the awesomeness of the system. The quadruple strength is already very powerful, and this is the quadruple strength that erupted without other blessings. Hey, it's him, this little brother just blew up the dynamometer, what kind of evildoer is this? It is said that the dynamometer needs a force of 4,000 kilograms to explode. Could it be that his strength has reached 3,000 kilograms? Impossible, even with a strength of 3,000 kilograms, it is necessary to cultivate a first-order middle-grade martial arts, and at the same time, it needs to be cultivated to the level of proficient in order to achieve such a powerful destructive power. However, after Ling Xiao walked out of the tester, all the prospective warriors around looked at him in shock. Brother Ling Xiao didn't expect you to be so powerful. At this time, Wu Yong walked over to Ling Xiao with an excited face to say hello. Encore, have you passed too? When Ling Xiao saw Wu Yong, he also smiled and opened his mouth. His still enthusiastic appearance made Wu Yong's originally nervous heart fall instantly. Haha, although I have passed the certification examination several times, I can't pass the basic physical fitness test easily many years ago. Wu Yong also smiled. When did old Wu meet such a genius? Gone, it seems that this time he passed the martial artist certification test. That's right, there is such a genius who casually takes care of the assessment, but it's over. The conversation between the two naturally made the people around them envious for a while. Dip. All those who failed the first round of the basic physical fitness test, please leave the assessment site quickly. Others go to the second round of martial artist assessment points. Quote. However, at this moment, a prompt sound came from the sky. 40% of the surrounding warriors walked out of the exit helplessly after hearing the sound. They have just reached the martial artist standard not long ago. Although they are nominally a martial artist in the body forging realm, they are not much different from ordinary people who cannot pass the martial artist certification. It is nothing more than a higher appearance fee. And just after those who failed to pass left, the remaining 60 adults walked directly towards the second entrance that appeared in front of them. Passing through the entrance, everyone came to a huge white space with a dome. I saw a huge air carrier landed safely on the ground. Ling Xiao looked around and found that there were 10 mouths in all directions, and at this time, dozens of people walked out of the 10 mouths. It seems that they should be the prospective warriors of the remaining 9 assessment halls. Ling Xiao swept around, but found that, except for a 15 or 16-year-old boy, the rest were basically prospective warriors in their 20s. Crack. At this moment, the gate of the sky carrier slowly opened. I saw a middle-aged man in a black battle uniform with a terrifying breath all over his body and walked out slowly surrounded by a group of heavily armed soldiers. However, everyone who saw this middle-aged man present was shocked. Lord Ganwu, it's actually Lord Ganwu. It is said that Lord Ganwu is the head of the martial artist certification department. I didn't expect him to come in person this time. Is it because of Zhu Xiaowen? Zhu Xiaowen is actually there, that's for sure. Zhu Xiaowen's talent is so powerful that he has been hailed as the #1 talent in Cayenne City in recent years. Master Ganwu should naturally pay attention to it. Comma 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 comma. Comma 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 comma. The moment they saw Ganwu, they all recognized it, and at the same time they began to guess the purpose of Ganwu coming in person. But when they heard that Zhu Xiaowen, a genius, was actually in the assessment team this time, they all guessed that this was the reason why Qian Wu came in person. However, all the people in the number 8 examination hall in the same examination room as Ling Xiao all looked at Ling Xiao with strange expressions on their faces. According to Ling Xiao's explosive strength and his apparent age, this Zhu Xiaowen is not worthy to carry Ling Xiao's shoes, so even if Ganwu is here, it is not aimed at Zhu Xiaowen. The content of the assessment of all martial artist certifications has been distributed to your smart watches. In addition, the content must be kept secret. And at this moment, one of the warriors of the 4th level of the body forging realm stepped forward and spoke with a serious face. After speaking, he turned to Ganwu and waited for instructions. Get on the plane, get ready to go. Ganwu glanced around the crowd and watched Ling Xiao speak slowly. After speaking, he turned around and walked into the air carrier. Brother Ling Xiao just saw you, Lord Ganwu. It seems that he really came for you. Ganwu's gaze was naturally felt by Wu Yang, who immediately looked at Ling Xiao excitedly. Just don't make me pay for a broken dynamometer. Asterisk. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and support my channel.